I'm really excited about the fact that the World Economic Forum, and in particular, the Brain House, has attracted the preeminent thought leaders from a variety of different disciplines to come together, brainstorm how we tackle this global health challenge of brain health, and then come up with concrete actions. So I'm excited about what the week holds, but also what the coming year holds.
Absolutely. I'm also really excited to see mental health and brain health firmly on the agenda of the World Economic Forum this year. Mental health is back on the main stage this year. I think the world is starting to acknowledge that brain health is really fundamental for the health of our economies. And I think this is going to be key to unlocking the investment necessary to tackle neurological and mental health disorders.
It's really important to think and understand that our world is aging and still growing at the same time. And that has really broad ramifications, especially neurological disorders. Over the course of the next 25 years, we think the number of deaths due to brain health disorders is going to go up by 60%. So it's going to reach above 18 million deaths per year associated with brain health.
Very pleased to have in this studio George Bradenberg. How are you?
I'm great, Edie.
Tell me about the work of the Davos Alzheimer's Collaborative, how it is driving global efforts to combat this disease.
Well, as you know, and one of the big mega trends of our day is basically the aging demographic of the world. Basically, people are living longer and indeed not having health extend as long as their life. So that means two things. How do we make sure we reduce the risk factors that cause late life, midlife, and early life brain disease? And at the same time, how do we build resilience in the brains to increase the productivity of the fewer workers that can have to support all of us in our older age?
For too long, we've been accepting and embracing, rightfully so, that improvements in human health is what has most contributed to economic output and productivity. But we've frankly missed the boat when it comes to brain health, right? I think for me, I look at this and the reason we're all here together is because this is the key enabler of a next step change, right? As we think about economic output, productivity, and the well-being of so many.
It's exciting here at Davos because the business community is now taking up the cause of advocating for better public policy. We need everybody to be part of the advocacy community, not those with diagnoses or family members of diagnosis, because unfortunately this issue has been relegated to those people as opposed to it being, to your question, about all of us.
In 2050, it's estimated that Alzheimer's and dementia-related diseases will cost the U.S. healthcare system alone over $1 trillion. So we are already on an unsustainable trajectory with respect to healthcare costs, especially in America. But if we look at this as a worldwide issue, it's a tsunami that is facing us, and we need to get in front of it.
What do you hope you walk away with from this annual meeting?
I would love by the end of this week to essentially engage the finance sector in the brain economy. I think we have good pharmaceutical engagement, we have good advocacy, non-profit philanthropy, but we know that there are trillions of dollars sitting in asset management, in pension funds, and sovereign wealth funds. How do we channel that money into the brain economy to drive prevention, early intervention?
We would like relationships, investment, and continued resources, and to be able to partner with organizations so that we can continue to be part of critical ecosystems and continuums of care.
One of the major themes this year for the forum's annual meeting was collaborative innovation. I think it's important with brain health that we make sure that our narratives are a we. I think in part that's due to stigma and concern, well, that's not me, not my child, but I think the reality that all of us do know is that 1 in 3 of us will suffer from a brain health issue individually, and then all of us are touched. So I think this is something that is just below the surface societally that we need to tap into, elevate, and really bring forward solutions, funding, and that only happens through deep and committed partnerships. So we look forward to launching this brain health meeting series in 2025, and we would invite all of you to take part in that with us. The purpose of that series is to identify solutions, but more importantly, strengthen the community of actors and groups that will serve as the backbone to really carry this mandate forward. So thank you.
I just want to thank Andy Moose for his leadership at the World Economic Forum on this issue. Change is hard, even for the World Economic Forum, which is the center of change, of course.
We're doing amazing things, pulling together all the different units, focused on different areas, specifically in this case, the brain. And that collaborative effort is indicative of what's happening at the Davos Brain House to try to really drive innovation forward at speed and scale.
When I reflect on this year, a major change is this physical space, and everyone that has come around the world to talk about brain health and all of the various facets of brain health. And I think it feels like a real change.